Hi everyone. So today I will be discussing about our topic 2 for integral calculus, which will be all about methods of integration. So dinhi sa methods of integration, um, expect that these are more complex and more challenging methods sa pag anti-differentiation. So for our first na before that, I will be reading our intended learning outcome no, for the topic 2 or for these methods of integration na topic. First is to develop the methods of evaluating integrals, which cannot be evaluated directly by any of the standard formulas. So we discussed already the power rule and other basic properties of integration, but kung dili gyud madala dadto, we are going to proceed in using these methods, okay? So next is to familiarize the methods which involves the various techniques of transforming the expression to be integrated into a form which can be evaluated by a standard formula. So dinhi pod sa ato methods of integration kasagaran ni nga mga methods are just murag way lang siya, pathway lang siya para magamit na nato tong mga standard or katong basic na properties for integration. Okay, so kini nga mga methods are laid sa atoa para magamit nato magamit nato tong mga standard or katong mga basic na properties for integration. Okay, so mga types lang ni siya sa analysis. Bali mo, nang gitawag na lang siya nga methods of integration. Pero basically, ang gamiton yun nato is katong naa sa topic 1 nato, which are the basic properties of integration. So for our topic outline, today, this video is focused on integration by parts. Our first method for complex na integration. So for the next week or for the next topic, we're going to discuss about trigonometric integrals and substitution. So medyo lengthy ng duha ka topic. Next will be rational functions and rationalizing substitution. So mga challenging na siya nga mga topics class. So I hope na mag-study gid mo and mag-practice mo og solve for these topics. So without further ado, mag-start na ta sa atong integration by parts na topic. So what is IBP or unsa ning properties ni integration by parts? So we suppose U and V are differentiable functions of X. So we recall that we also have this murag sort of integration by parts gyapon no katong UDV plus VDU gyapon sa ato ang differential calculus. If we derive ang product, balimaw na ato ang product rule, di ba? Product rule siya di. So naata UDV plus VDU. So dinhi sa integral calculus, we use that product rule as integration by parts na siya nga method. So pag i-derive nato ning ang UV, no? So we have UDV plus VDU. So if we arrange it, ang mahitabuan ni saya mahimo siya og atong ang UDV pag if kini siya bali transpose nato diri sa pika, so mahimo siya DUV minus VDU. Okay, so we have UDV or U times the derivative of V is equal to the derivative of U and V minus V times the derivative of U. Okay? So if we integrate both sides, so i-integrate nato siya, so integral of U dV will now be equal to the integral of d UV minus integral of V du. So pag ato din siyang i-perform, so we have integral of U dV minus UV minus integral of V du. So this now becomes the formula for integration by parts. So gingon ani siya derived coming from the product rule of differentiation properties. So IBP or integration by parts is helpful when the integrand is a product of two kinds of functions. So, kombi ni siya. Kung kanusa lang nato magamit si IBP is kung naatay integrand having a combination of the following functions. So first one is if we have an algebraic and exponential combination. Okay, if we have, for example, this one, integral of x, which is an algebraic function, and e to the power of x is an exponential function. So kung ay combination na, we can use IBP or we can use the integration by part method. So next is if we have an algebraic and trigonometric na combination. So for example, in this one, integral of x squared, which is an algebraic function, then we have sine x, a trigonometric function. So nag-combination silang algebraic and trigonometric. So also, magamit nato si IBP kung naatay combination ni exponential and ni trigonometric. For example, integral of e to the power of x cosine x dx. So e to the power of x is an exponential function, tapos cos x is a trigonometric function. So lastly, we can use IBP or the integration by parts when we are integrating algebraic and logarithmic combination. For example, integral of x ln x dx. So diri nato siya magamit and pa-practice si IBP. So, important notes when using IBP is to apply the integration by parts formula in any case, the given differential must be separated into two factors. So, pareha itong mga example ka ganina, di ba? Algebraic and exponential, algebraic and trigonometric. So, ato siyang i-segregate or i-separate nato siya daan. So one factor corresponding to U and the other corresponding to dV. So no general rule can be given as to which of the two factors will be U and dV. So mao ni ang dumdumon nato sa integration by parts class, no? Walay mag-dictate or walay rule ana kung asa atong gamiton as U and asa ang atong gamiton na dV. Nara na sa atoa. Pero dumdumon nato kung unsay purpose ni IBP. Okay? Remember that our IBP method kay gihatag na siya sa tua kay para mas masayon or mas easier ang atong pag-integrate. So we remember that U and dV should be chosen in such a way as to make the integral of dV easy to evaluate. So kana lang ang ato ang dumdumon when we are using IBP as a method of integration. So now we're going to proceed with the examples. So for example number 1, katong kombi ka ganina nga algebraic and exponential. Evaluate the integral of x times e to the power of x dx. So for our solution, mo na ni siya, magamit ta adtong yahang property kagay na no, magpilit tag u and we are going to choose dv. So we let u be equal to x. And we let dv, kini siya daw, i-let nato siya dv. So, di ba, may mo siya integral of u times dv. So, pangitaon daw dahil nato si du. So, if our u is equal to x, now our du will now become, wait. Okay, sorry for that, nanawag si du. So anyway, let's proceed. So balik ta no. So we let u be equal to x tapos our kini dayon isa. So mura ra gyapon kag nag-chain rule class, dumdum na kini siya balik gikat na gitunga nato siya no, gi-separate nato siya. So kini nga part si x will be our u. Tapos kini siya nga part is our dv. So ingana siya. Then, ato man gud ning giawat na forma class no kini. Mao ni akong gingon no nga mag-awat ra ta or ato ning imimik nga formula kini naka u integral of u tapos maglet u man ka tapos dv is equal to uv minus v du. Mura ra gyapon siya, i-follow lang gyud nato, mura siya og chain rule gyapon nga application class no. So, natay u, gipili man nato si x as u. Tapos gipili nato si dv, kining e to the power of x dx as our dv. Now we get the value of du. So the derivative of u is u is equal to x man. So derivative of u is du. The derivative of x is dx. Okay. So now we are given with dv, which is equal to e to the power of x dx. Now we differentiate this one. So ang derivative ni dv is now v. Tapos the derivative of e to the power of x dx is now e to the power of x. Okay? So, I hope no walay nalibog ana. Gipangita nato nga values class kaning u, kining i-identify nato si u ug si dv. Gipangita din nato si du ug si v. Ngano man balikan nato dayon ang kining atong equation. Kini siya. Awaton daw nato ni nga form or mao ni atong gamiton na formula for IBP. Integral of u dv is equal to uv minus the integral of v du. So if as isa na siya sa inyong islat sa inyong note. So hence or thus the integral of x e to the power of x dx is now equal to uv man daw. So our u is x tapos our v is e to the power of x. So x e to the power of x na natay forma minus the integral of v du daw. So atong v is e to the power of x man. So e to the power of x times din nato sa du, which is equal to dx. Okay, so balikon nato bi atong atong balikan tong kini ako na lang i-paste nato dadto kini siya mao man atong equation sa IBP. Sige atong ibutan dinhi para madumduman gyud ninyo. Okay, so mo ni ato ning ibutang diri pa dako nato. So mo ning IBP nga formula. Okay? Okay, sorry. Okay, so mao na siya atong gamiton na formula pag mag ano taog IBP or integration by parts. Okay, so now we proceed in treating this na dayon, di ba? Simplified na siya. Mas dali na siya i-solve. So we have now x times e to the power of x minus the integral of e to the power of x dx is minus 1. So negative e to the power of x plus c. So therefore, we can simplify this one at common man si e to the power of x. So we ipagawas na to siya si e to the power of x times the quantity of x minus 1 plus c. Now that's our final answer. Okay? So mas dali na lang siya. So now let's proceed with our second example. So now this example is using the combination na sad ni siya ni algebraic and trigonometric. So dumdumon nato unsa ganitong formula? Kung natay IBP, integral of u dv is equal to u times v minus integral of v du. Ana lang ato ang dumdumon. So for our solution, mag-let u na sad ta. Ato gyud una gyud na buhaton sa IBP is mura siya og chain rule gyapon class i-identify nato, di ba? So sa chain rule, ang atong gibuhat nato gi-identify nato si u, gi-identify pod nato si u, di ba? So dinhi sa IBP, mura tag nagamit og product rule man, product rule. So nag-identify tag u og ang dv nato. Now we supplement na dayon. Gipangita na din nato si du og si v. Kana lang gyud ang dumdumon for IBP. So now balik ta. So we let u be equal to x squared. Okay, dumdumon nato what is the goal for IBP to make the solution easier or to make the integration process easier to evaluate. So now we let u be equal to x squared. Tapos we let this part or the sin x dx be equal to our dv. So we have u tapos dv. So the du, the derivative of x squared is now 2x dx. And kung ato ding i-integrate man nato si dv is equal to sin x dx is now equal to v, which is equal to negative cosine x. Okay? Okay? So, hence, the integral of x squared sin x dx is equal to, unsa ganitong forma sa ato ang IBP nga formula, it's the integral of u dv is equal to u times v minus integral of v du. So, our u is x squared. So, ingani lang yun siya class na ato siyang iyan para madumdumin nyo. So, kini, mao man niya itong u, and this one is our v. Di ba? Marag pariyar, ha? Wait lang. Okay, so this one is our u times v minus the integral of v du dayon. Mao na siya. Mao na itong forma nga awaton. Ayun. Anak na lang pala. Anyway, so u times v minus v du. Integral of v du. Okay, so atong button is, ato na lang dahil i-perform, kini na lang dayon nga integration na process na. So, x squared times negative cos x will now be negative x squared cos x. Okay? Plus, since negative times negative is positive, so ipagawas dahil nato ang variable danhi, variable coefficient, sorry. Ang coefficient na 2, so ipagawas na to si 2, so we have the integral of x cos x dx. Okay, so maggamit ba yung tag chain rule dari? Ay dili, maggamit na sa tag IBP. So double IBP ang kining example. Medyo complicated siya kay mag-double IBP ka since combination naman sad siya sa algebraic and another trigonometric. So next we'll let u be equal to x na sad, tapos the cos x dx will now become our dv. Then the derivative of u which is equal to the derivative of x dayon, which is dx, tapos our dv is cos x dx, the integral of that one is sin x. Okay? So now let's proceed with the answer na dayon. So next na sad mapurma na sad siya ingon ani class kay di ba u dv lang. So may mo na sad siya mapurma na sad tag u v minus integral of v du. Okay? So hantod sa moabot na ta nga ma-answer na nato ni integral of sin x dx, di ba? Kay integral of that one is negative cos x man. So therefore, our final answer is negative x squared cosine x plus 2x sin x, tapos negative times negative will be positive. So positive 2 cos x, tapos add dahil ta sa itong arbitrary constant which is c. So now that's our final answer. So naay instances na we should do another IBP, mga ikaduha or ikatatlo. So same aning example, ikaduha ta or double IBP ang atong gibuhat na process so that we can solve this problem. Okay? So for our example number 3, evaluate integral of x times ln x dx. So for our solution, so mo ni akong giingon class no, ako nang gihatag nga example so that we can figure out and we can mahunaw na nato bitaw, mas masabta nato kung anong important ang pagpili nato sa tuang u tapos ato ang dv. Okay, so example ni na diri no kung gi-separate na ko kung unsay possibility kung ang u nato is x tapos atong dv is ln x dx. Tapos what if ang atong u now is ln x tapos atong dv is x dx. Unsay mahitabo? Okay, so ingon na siya gibuhatan ang table no. So if we let u be equal to x, the derivative of that will now be du now will be dx. And kung dinisad sa pikas, if our u will be ln x, now our du is 1 over x dx. Okay, so on the other side, kung ang ato ang dv is ln x dx, ang atong v is natay katong logarithmic nato nga equation no, katong magamit nato to mas dali. Compared aning magamit ta sa dv is equal to x dx, our v is will be equal to 1/2 x squared. Okay, so asa man kung kamo, asa ang inyong pilion? Kini bang first option or second option? So nara na sa inyong no kung asa inyong gamiton. So now, let's proceed with this kung giunsa nako og solve siya. So for the solution, ang akong gibuhat ani, ang akong gigamit is kining nasa right side. Okay, so I let u nga be equal to ln x, then dv is equal to x dx. Then my du or the du will be now equal to 1 over x dx. Then v will be equal to 1/2 x squared. So hence, using the IBP formula, uv minus integral of v du. So u times v minus the integral of v, which is 1/2 x squared, times du, which is 1/2 x dx. So why is it important that we make this part of our solution, kining let dere? Nganong importante man gyud siya? So based sa mga example nga na provide nato, sugod ba sa chain rule, sugod ba siguro sa differentiation, kung unsa siya ka-importante, di ba? Mas dali ta mo extract o mas dali ta mo input na lang dahil ta sa ato ang mga formula. Okay, so ingon ana kadali kung anong part na sa solution natay let, natay ibutang dara nga given. So makatabang siya sa pag-arrange na lang no, kung magamit ta sa atong mga formula. Okay, makatabang na sa inyong halabaw na kung mag-answer mo mga problems nga complex, so such as this one na natay formula nga gamiton as uv minus integral of v du. Okay, so balik ta sa ato ang example. So our u ln x, our v 1/2 x squared minus integral of our v times du dayon. So, isimplify din nato siya. So, now we have 1/2 x squared ln x minus 1/2 kay pagawas man nato ang coefficient, integral of x dx. Since x squared times 1 over x now will become x dx. So, easier siya to solve. Okay? So, we now have our final answer as 1/2 x squared ln x minus 1/4 x squared plus c. So that's our final answer. So what if kini ang ato ang gigamit? Next, kani ato ang gigamit. No, so i-try ninyo sa inyong own kung unsa ang solution using this one. So out of curiosity lang, i-try ninyo siya og solve. So now let's proceed with the example number 4. Evaluate the integral of x squared times e to the power of 3x dx. So, medyo kuan siya, no? Nanasad. Kini nga mga problems class, para ni siya makadumdum pod mo kung kanus ara magamit si IBP. So, kung mga combination, karon combination ni siya sa algebraic and exponential. So, we'll let u be equal to x squared and this one, or the e to the power of 3x dx will be equal to the dv. So, same gyapon, pangitawan na to ang derivative ni u, tapos ang integral din ni e to the power of 3x. So we have the integral of x squared e to the power of 3x dx, or our u and our dv is now equal to u, which is x squared, times v, which is 1/3 e to the power of 3x, minus the integral of v, which is 1/3 e to the power of 3x, times our du, which is 2x dx. So, i-simplify sa nato siya. So, we now have 1/3 x squared times e to the power of 3x minus integral of 1/3 times 2x is 2/3 x times e to the power of 3x dx. So, another, na sad siya, another IBP to be solved. So, we now let u be equal to 2/3 x. Our dv is now e to the power of 3x dx. So, du is, or the derivative of u is 2/3 dx, okay? And the integral of e to the power of 3x is 1/3 e to the power of 3x. So, another IBP na po ning diri ang part. Another IBP na sad. So, which is equal, so i-rewrite na sad nato siya using this na mga substitution. I-substitute nato siya sa ato ang given. So, we have 1/3 x squared times e to the power of 3x minus, u times v. So, kining ikaduha na tong IBP ha. Dapat mo malipat. So, u, which is 2/3 x times v, which is 1/3 e to the power of 3x, minus the integral of v times du, which is 2/3 dx. So our final answer now is 1/3 x squared times e to the power of 3x minus 2/3 x times 1/3 is equal to 2 times 9. So 2/9 or 2/9 x e to the power of 3x. Negative times negative is now positive. Positive 2/27 e to the power of 3x plus c. Okay? So that's the final answer. For our last example, example number 5, so we can also use the method of IBP in solving definite integrals. So kini siya, isa lang ni siya sa example nako sa definite integrals, since ang dali ra man gud ta maggamit ani definite integrals na igura nato input ang value sa iyang limits. So dinhi naggamit ko example nga nagamit ko exponential kay basin ang uban malibog sila kung mag-use og exponential. So remember that exponential or e and pi, which is katong nakaana nga r, okay? Or murag naka-cursive siya nga r, no? That's pi. R constants, okay? You can look into sa inyong calculator kung sa mga value ni e and ni pi. So, now let's evaluate the integral of ln x dx from 1 to e. So, for our solution, ma'am, wala man din nakita dara nga algebraic. So, natay 1, no? Pwede siya, naman na siya constant. So, we let u be equal to ln x, then our dv is this dx, okay? So, the derivative of ln x is 1/x dx. And the integral of dx is now x, okay? It's x. So, we solved it as integral of u times dv is equal to u times v sa to ang sa tong forma u times v, u is ln x, din nga problem, tapos our v is x, minus v, which is x, times du, which is 1/x dx. So, makancel out ni si x, no? So, we have x, ln x minus the integral of dx. So, we now use the integration process din nga part, tapos we simplify. So now we have x ln x minus x. Tapos barda yon from 1 to e. So we use the definite integral form from i-substitute na to si e. So e ln e minus e. Okay, substitute ba na to si kiniyang limits din sa variable ni x, no? So we now have e ln e minus e minus 1 ln 1 minus 1. So you tried that in your calculators kung ano ang answer. So anyway, pag solve na to ani, it will now become e minus e. Okay? Minus 0 since 1 ln 1 is 0 minus 1. So now the answer is positive 1. Since this one will be cancelled out, then negative times negative is positive 1. So the answer is positive 1. Okay? So I hope no na mas nasabtan na ninyo dinhi sa ako ang lecture video. So you can also source out other videos, other tutorials so that you can understand more and absorb this integration by parts na lecture. So this is your activity number 7. Nahihintay rin gihatag ko sa inyo ha. And I hope you are practicing your integration na mga skills, no? Integral calculus na skills. So thank you for viewing this video, and I will be sharing with you the So this is your PIT for midterm. So instead of letting you answer 10 different 10 different problems for calculus or for integral calculus, I opt to make you write your own table or summary of integral properties in your notebook. Okay, so in your notebook. This will serve as your reference and future study material whenever you need these integration na formulas. So much better kung isulat pa din niyo di ang mga differential na mga formulas, no? So it would be easier for you to study and to answer different calculus na mga exam or assessments. So dapat included sa inyong table or your summary kay itong power formula, trigonometric functions, logarithmic, inverse, trigo, hyperbolic. So those are part of our topic 1, which are basic or introductory for integral calculus. Then, apil na po danha ang part sa itong topic 2, which we started today, the integration by parts. And hopefully, next week, we can finish the trigonometric integrals, trigonometric substitution, rational functions, and rationalizing substitution ng mga topics. Okay, so part po ni siya nga pangayon ako sa inyong PIT for midterm. Okay, so I hope nga tarungon ninyo yung agi ani nga PIT. Okay, so mahimo gyud ninyo og study material puhon-puhon. Magamit ninyo ni as your review notes and dali na lang ninyo siya tan-awon kay kamo man pod ang magsulat ani. So ang akong pangayoon ani is magpicture lang mo aning inyuhang nabuhat na inyuhang nasulat para i-attach ninyo dinhi sa ato ang dito sa atong Google Classroom. Okay, as evidence lang nga nagbuhat mo. Okay, don't forget to write your name on the top of your notebook para mabalaan ako nga inyuhang itong work. So anyway, the deadline of submission will be on the day of our midterm exam. Okay, so i-announce raman kung kano sa atong midterm schedule. So dapat after anang midterm exam nato nakasubmit na mo ani PIT. So no extensions na kay ang among time pod sa pag-release sa inyong grades is very strict nga deadline, no? Like a week after sa midterm exam kailangan namin mag-release sa grade. So I hope makasubmit ng tanan-ana kay para straight na ako ang pag-check kaysa sige pa ko follow up dayon sa inyo. So thank you everyone.